Hello, friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on March 3rd, 2023. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet. Welcome to the Daily Do, giving you your space weather update, as well earthquakes, volcanoes, and a look at world weather, of course. Always starting out here looking at the last 48 hours on our sun, as it produced 2 M-class solar flares and an X-class solar flare. The X-class solar flare is not in the image just yet here with SDO, but the M-class is, and it came from the outgoing position. Look, in the last 48 hours incoming, we do have a pretty complex and active sunspot coming in, watching that bright region, and as well plasma filament slapping back onto the surface of the sun. Looking at outgoing here, this is where we'll see 2 M-class solar flares, but not the X-class. As I said, it is not in these images just yet. M-class solar flare right there, outgoing position. But same region produced the X-class solar flare. And this image here, I do believe, is showing it. We've got 2 M-class solar flares and 1 X coming from that northeast region. And as well, a fiery little sunspot in the southern hemisphere. March Madness begins. We've got the big coronal hole that is Earth facing right now. Set to be a wild couple weeks as we head into the spring equinox. So heads up, stay safe, stay healthy, stay aware and prepared. Having a look at multi-spectrum here, as we can see, coronal hole region, dark towards the equator, and as well plasma filaments, dark lined regions stretching across the surface of the sun and producing 2 M-class solar flares in these images, and just recently an X-class solar flare. Looking at 171 angstroms here, you can really see our heliosphere in action on the sun, and as well all those plasma loops dancing around from the 5 sunspot regions right now. We've got 3 incoming, and as well 2 outgoing, and 1 building there quickly towards the equator of the sun. Just amazing images by Solar Dynamics Observatory, mixed here with Daily Events Worldwide. I want to thank you all for watching tonight, looking at some amazing images. Now, I did happen to find just recently the action in the most recent images of our sun, watching that northeast region with a little Earth to scale demonstration. The incoming northwest region and northeast right at the same time popped something there that I do believe was the X-class solar flare. And it produced a large CME at that. Thankfully, not in an Earth-facing fashion, but still some amazing images here of that X-class solar flare, and as well our active solar cycle 25. And again, thanks for watching and hitting that play button, and as well hitting the like button. If you're enjoying all this information, you're a part of an amazing community here with the Do Crew. Having a look here at the highest frequency absorption map, definitely blasted over the East Pacific, central regions, America. That was a pretty strong X-class solar flare, moderate X-class solar flare. But that was the region that got hit the most. Solar X-ray flux remains in a heightened C range. Here you can see those 3 spikes, M and X. Geomagnetic activity sitting at KP2 after being up to KP4. Real-time solar winds sitting at 507 kilometers per second, but it was streamlined at just about 600 kilometers per second all day today. And we are expecting even more space weather from the last few events on our sun over the next few days. And as that sun turns around and more sunspots come in, we're going to see even more space weather events. So buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride here, marching through March. Having a look at our magnetosphere pressure cut planes, seeing how our magnetosphere is holding out with those strong solar winds. ISWA Space Prediction Spiral showing that large CME from the X flare taking off in an outgoing position, and as well as showing the coronal hole wind stream getting ready to penetrate our planet around the 10th of March. Schumann resonance for today is a power of 11. Having a look at the telemetry here, Schumann resonance, after being spiked up over 44 the other day, calmed down a little bit, quality of 7.2. Now let's get to earthquakes here the last 24 hours, as we're still kind of low, hovering just above 200 earthquakes across the USGS map. And this map here showing our largest today was a 5.6 in the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. And we're going to start out there. 5.6 magnitude, southern Mid-Atlantic Ridge, and as well a 5.6 there, South Sandwich Islands, and a 5.2. So Mid-Atlantic Ridge, somebody had mentioned that last night in the stream. Sure enough, bing, bang, boom. One in the Mid-Atlantic. Peru is seeing a 5.2 and a 4.6 there. Pretty active here in South America. As well, a 4.6 being reported. Venezuela, Puerto Rico, seeing a lot of activity today. Largest being a 3.9, 37 kilometer depth. As well, a 4.3 here reported in El Paso, Mexico. Nothing major to report across the North American plate. Since yesterday, the geysers have calmed down a little bit, but it seems the activity is now west under Hawaii. Seeing increasing activity there. Alaska calming down. Just recently, a 4.2 in Otrada, Russia, 176 kilometer depth. Quieting through the Philippines plate, 4.5 there. Bonin Islands. Compared to yesterday, definitely quieting down. Aftershocks through Papua New Guinea and as well Vanuatu continue after 6.3 and 6.5 earthquakes rocked those regions earlier this week. 4.6 and 4.5 here, 397 kilometer depth. That is the deepest the past 24 hours. Fiji region, 367 kilometers, As well, a 4.2 here reported in Makatu, New Zealand. Pretty deep earthquake for the region as well. North New Zealand. And as well, an aftershock here reported in Turkey. Right at the point of the plates, 5.0. Quick glance at the last 7 days for shakers across the planet. Heads up, everybody. Thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by natural disasters around the world. And as well, earthquakes, of course, extreme weather. Got blizzard conditions right now. I don't know if you can hear the wind howling behind me or not, but it is nasty out there. That's the last 7 days for earthquakes. Definitely keeping an eye on the North American plate up into the Cascades, Juan de Fuca plate. Now let's get to weather here, showing world weather forecast. We're going to start out over North America with this bomb cyclone that is going to bring at least a foot of snow across Ontario and as well northeastern parts of the United States. Could see even 40 centimeters as that moves eastward. We've got a low pressure system here off the coast of BC that is going to bring in some snowfall and as well some heavy rains through California over the next few days. With that low pressure system, watch for a lot of runoff coming up through California in the spring runoff. Later in the week, Alberta Clipper slowly moving into Ontario. And then we've got this big system here in the Atlantic that's going to bring snow to northern Ontario, Quebec, and Labrador, Newfoundland. Big system, wow. And then overlooking Europe, we do have one low pressure system heading through the Mediterranean this week, and as well some more systems heading in from the North Atlantic through parts of Norway. Got heavy snow moving through the regions. High pressure ridge will be moving out of the United Kingdom by looks like Monday into Tuesday, and then that's when all the moisture will be fueling into most of Europe. So great days ahead of you. And then overlooking Africa and Madagascar, we still have Cyclone Freddy. Look at this, renamed here. Well, not renamed, but his name is back on the storm. Low pressure center here going back to Madagascar and then heading north. Very, very peculiar and strange system. Wow. just strange weather worldwide, and we know we see it everywhere. Climate change, global warming, whatever you want to call it, global cooling, grand solar minimum, magnetic reversal. Nonetheless, some big changes across our world. Big low pressure system through northern territory of Australia, set to bring in moisture for the next few days through parts of Brisbane, New South Wales. Other than that, drying things out in New Zealand, seeing a little bit of rain, and then long range forecast, a couple more cyclones here developing New Caledonia. Quick look here at the systems over the Pacific, heading up into northern BC and Alaska. Going to leave you here looking at snowfall totals over the next 5 to 10 days across North America and as well Europe. Some areas receiving up to 60 centimeters of snow over the next 10 days. That's 2 feet of snow. And as well northeastern parts of the United States, Newfoundland, Labrador, Quebec, BC, Washington, Oregon, and California. Lots of snowfall in these forecasts. So much love, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please smash that like button if you're enjoying all these updates. I love you all. You're an amazing community, and I appreciate all of your support to this channel. Much love, and good night. Stay aware and prepared. Stay young and have fun. And get your daily dew. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.